everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome, and if you don't want to miss out on weekly pick a card readings, don't forget to subscribe. Today's pick a card reading is, what would the person who's on your mind tell their friends about you? In front of me, I have 4 different options, each with a different stone. Choose the one that really calls out to you. This is Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. Take a moment, and if you need more time, you can pause the video, and if you know which one you want, you can go to the timestamp down below. Okay, let's get started. Group number 1. Okay, so what does the person who's on your mind tell their friends about you? Okay, group number 1. So immediately what I'm seeing is that this person feels like this connection is moving at a much slower rate than what they're used to when pursuing somebody, is what I'm seeing with the messenger of earth here. And I feel like, what's interesting is this person, they really view you like the ideal person. I'm seeing with the 10 of water. And they have like such high hopes for this connection with you, that's like what's keeping them going as far as pursuing you goes. And I feel like you guys give just enough to this person, that keeps them kind of hanging on to their high hopes, but at the same time, it's kind of like you guys aren't progressing. You're not moving forward. Okay. And they're like kind of like, mentioning to their friends, like, like 1 minute you're there and then the next minute you're not. So it's kind of like, if you message, it's kind of sporadic, it's not as consistent as this person would like. So it's kind of like they either feel like they're constantly starting over with you, or, just like, it's real slow moving is what they're telling them. They're also under the impression that you're just not really putting in a lot of effort to make this work with the 8 of Earth reversed, is what I'm seeing. And it's kind of like, I feel like this person kind of came on a little strong with the 10 of water here and high hopes for this being like a new feeling of a connection. So, yeah. So they're telling their friends, they're kind of feeling like they're getting mixed messages from you. So they're not, sure what you want. And that you guys are coming across like you're hard to get, okay? Because, you message them back whenever it is that you feel like it, is what I'm seeing. So actually, I feel like their friends are telling them to be patient, because I actually flew out twice for this group. Because I think, they do agree with your person that there is potential between you two, given everything that, I feel like they do speak highly of you, okay? And this card came out, so this tells me that they feel like you guys are established in whatever it is that you do, okay? And as well as just real put together, and just, you seem like you've got it going on. And I'm actually getting the impression like you guys come across like an expert in some kind of an area, and yeah, they admire you guys for that, You just seem real established, whether you are or you're not. That's how you're coming across. And, I do feel like they're attracted to you, and I'm getting the impression that you guys shine in some kind of unique way, okay? And, the bit that you guys do talk, they love it, they want more of that. I'm also, with the card that came up is release your ex. So that makes me think, possibly the reason that you guys aren't, totally about this new connection is that you still haven't, like, totally let go of your ex. So you could still be, energetically and emotionally connected to them. And that's why, you're just like, you're entertaining this because I do feel like you see the potential with this new person as well, or I feel like you wouldn't even give it the time of day. But your heart isn't quite in it, because there's more earth here than water. So that tells me that, yeah, you both see that this connection looks good on paper, but their heart is more in this than yours is, okay? And that's why they're more eager, they're more excited about the possibility of what you guys could be than you are. So I feel like, they're kind of just, they're being told like to just kind of, you know, be patient and do your own thing and not focus so much on you, so you feel freer to contact them, you know, because you're not going to feel like, oh my goodness, this person, you know, they're just energetically always right there, you know. So yeah, and I feel like you're both though kind of like waiting to hear like the other say something that's a little bit more forward, because I do feel like you guys are open to this connection, but it's kind of like it's just, again, like your heart isn't quite in it like this person's is. So, and it's possible because it's a general reading that this could be reversed. But yeah, group number one. So if it is about an ex that's keeping you from this connection, you know, the release your ex card did come up. So, you know, that's just something to be mindful of if you do want to give this a new start and really be able to even open your heart to somebody new. But okay, group number one, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number two. Okay, so what would the person who's on your mind tell their friends about you? Okay, group number two. So immediately what I'm seeing is that this person is like daydreaming and fantasizing about all that you two could be, okay? So they're really getting caught up in their imagination and their feelings, and yeah. So real dreamy like energy going on here, okay? Very crush, puppy dog love type vibes. Now, what's interesting though is I feel like it wasn't always this way, and I will get to that in a moment. Okay, so they are also viewing you guys highly, okay? Like you are the empress, whether you're a guy or girl watching this, okay? And like you are just super attractive to them, and I feel like, you know, whatever it is that you do, you shine, and it inspires them to do what they're passionate about. And I feel like you're always kind of just off doing your own thing, and you know, you come across as like independent and just, yeah, like a glow up is what I'm seeing, but with a definite creative element. Like the 3 is really standing out to me, okay? And for some of you too, it's also going to be in communication of some kind, okay? So maybe you're on social media, or just like there's a bit of spotlight vibes coming through, but you know, if not, then it's just, it means that you're shining, okay? Like a total glow up. So yeah, they're telling their friends, you know, not only like what you guys could be, but that you guys are the full package, okay? The ideal person of who they would want to be with. And I feel like it's just so interesting to me because I don't feel like it was always like that with this person. So that's going to kind of come as like, whoa, to their friends, you know? Because I'm definitely getting that you have this friend vibe with this person. So I feel like you guys were friends who were either involved with each other to some capacity, or, you know, just you always kind of had feelings for this person is what I'm getting. Now it could be reversed because it's a general reading where this person was always more into you than you are them, but for the majority of you, what's coming through is that like you always kind of had your eye on this person, and now they're coming around to it. Like it just, the idea struck them, you know, and now they see what you were seeing is what I'm seeing. So with the 3 of water here, I feel like, you know, when you guys hang out, you know, if this isn't a brand new connection and you've hung out before, I feel like you guys have a lot of fun together, okay? And yeah, whether you're just hanging out at home or going out, like it's always like a good time, like a celebration and a kind of a party feel, even if you're not partying, but that's like the energy you guys have together, okay? So yeah, just real lighthearted and fun. Not always lighthearted though, okay? So this is what's also coming through. So I feel like, you know, especially if you know this person, it's not just the talking phase, because it's going to be different for all of you since it's a general reading, but I feel like you guys kind of come across sometimes with a little bit of attitude with this person, okay? And it's because you feel comfortable enough to, you know, you kind of put them in their place here and there, and it's all good. And I feel like, you know, sometimes they can have kind of a temper, and maybe you guys have gotten into it. Okay, I also see though that this person is the type that is trying to be able to provide for somebody. Okay, so their mind and focus has been on that, their career and how they make money strongly. Okay, so I do feel like, like I said, I do feel like the majority of you are involved with this person to some capacity. And something happened where you guys kind of like cut off from the connection, and it sparked this change within both of you, as well as a change in their mind about you, is what I'm seeing, okay? And I'm just getting like this real, like, kind of like they grew up and they saw the light, as far as like seeing what you've always saw. And I feel like you've always kind of really felt, like energetically drawn to this person, like it was a soulmate connection, and it's like they're finally like seeing it, and that's what I feel like they're telling their friends about you. Okay, which I'm also getting like a lot of you might even have mutual friends with this person, so your friends are their friends, Okay, the other thing that's also coming through as far as why I feel like you two never took off was because you or them was still kind of connected to an ex, okay? And I see that, you guys had to release, it could be both of you even, I mean, that's a common theme, to not completely be able to give somebody new a chance or a go, because you're still tied up with an ex, is what I'm seeing. I feel more so like it's them. And if anything, you feel like this person's kind of your ex, even if you guys weren't totally committed, is what I'm seeing. Okay, so in this connection, you guys they see you like a Taurus. So they feel like you guys can be kind of stubborn, especially when you feel like you're right about something and not budge on your position. Okay, that's where this card comes in, and that bit of attitude, and you just saying, yeah, well, like, that's the way it is, and I'm right, so, deal with it. Yeah, that's coming through. And they're coming across more like the Capricorn, okay, so kind of like, just like straightforward and wanting to, they're willing to put in the work for whatever it is that they like mentally choose, and I feel like that's the thing, like, they're stubborn in their way, that like if you saw them as being something more and they were tied up with an ex, then there was no way they were going to have that same emotional, readiness that you had for them, is what I'm seeing. But I do feel like, something sparked a change, and a release of an ex may have occurred, and now they're seeing what you're seeing, and due to that Capricorn-like energy, they're willing to do what it takes to make it work, even if it was more slow moving than you would have liked. Oh, and you guys are also, like, they do kind of see you stuck in your ways in a sense, okay? And it goes back to that stubborn-likeness. So I feel like, they might mention that to their friends at times about you. I mean, overall, I feel like it's good stuff, but, like, I feel like you guys, though, have this comfortableness with each other that you would be the same way with your friends. Like, you would tell them, oh, yeah, he's being kind of, like, stubborn. I feel like you view him the same way. Or her. Him or her, whoever you're dealing with. And yeah, like, so I feel like you're both telling your friends that. I feel like all in all, like, you guys, like, you're starting to get on the same page and things are starting to flow between you. But before, it was like a lot of like, the timing just seemed off, where one of you was more into the other. And I also feel like, they might have told their friends that, as well as you telling yours. But yeah, I mean, and with the reunite card, yeah, I do feel like, you guys, something happened, is what I'm seeing. But again, like I said, spark the change, and they do want to come back with this new way that they view you, which is definitely like a crushing on you, like you've been them. I also feel like you guys also have this interesting connection with music. Okay, so like a certain song may pop on that reminds you of them, or them you, and then they hear from you. Okay, so something synchronistic with music. I also feel like, what's coming through is either one of you like created a playlist of songs that were like your guys' songs, or somebody introduced the other to new music. There's just a cool like theme with music coming through with you guys as well. Okay, group number 2, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments, and if it does, don't forget to give it a like. Alright, bye guys. Group number 3. Okay, so what would the person who's on your mind tell their friends about you? Okay, group number 3. So right away, what I'm seeing is you guys, you come across like the Queen of Water here. So even if you're a guy, just flip that. Okay, so I do see that they see you as attractive and just like, it's interesting. It's like, even though you're showing up like the Queen of Water, a very friendly, a warm energy about you, but I'm really getting like Queen of Swords vibes, okay? Like, kind of like, you know, fierce. There's a fierceness about you guys. So right away what I am seeing is that they would tell other friends that you are like super attractive, but fierce as well, okay? But in their own words, you know, like, and I'm also getting that you guys kind of intimidate this person, but in like a good way, but also intrigue them, okay? So it's just how you are naturally. So maybe you're real blunt and even opinionative, but I don't feel like you do it in a mean way, and that's where the Queen of Water comes through, okay? So you have this interesting balance of being warm and friendly, but like cross you, or if you've got something to say, like you won't hold back, okay? And that like intrigues this person, and they have no clue what to expect, is what I'm getting. And maybe some of you are a little bit like, you know, on the more fierce end of that, okay? This is a general reading, so it'll be different for everybody. So on top of all that, you guys are also coming across with these king or queen like vibes, okay? So like a regalness to you and a confidence is what I'm seeing. Okay, especially with the tree card that I drew for you guys, I feel like you guys just like stand tall and you have a commanding presence, a commanding like you guys are the type that doesn't even have to necessarily say something, but you could just give a look, you know, and like people will be like, whoa, like this person means business. Okay, so very boss-like vibes is what's coming through, and dominant energy. And that is like what they would tell their friends, all right? Okay, so there is definitely something though going on with the Lovers as well as the Seven of Air. So kind of like they want to know if you're on the same page as them, okay? And it's like they're wondering if you're actually kind of entertaining them, and one other person is what I'm seeing, okay, with the, because sometimes the Lovers is like when, you know, somebody has a decision between two people. It's not always like a fairy tale loverish card that people often think. And then with the Seven of Air following it, yeah, it's kind of like they wonder, like, you know, like, is something else going on with you and somebody else, you know, that type of thing. So something's kind of giving them that impression, and it could literally just be maybe you haven't totally let go of your ex, since that seems to be a theme with all the piles today, or at least a lot of them. But yeah, just there's something that makes them feel like your energy is somewhat tied up with somebody else, or maybe you were talking to somebody before them, like something, you know, it doesn't have to be an ex, but or it could just be life period, and they're interpreting it like there could be somebody else. But either way, I feel like, you know, you guys are going to fly over whatever that is for you that is giving them that impression. And that I do feel like you guys are going to start something, okay? With the Six of Air, it just feels like, like you came over this obstacle or whatever was blocking you to from fully like giving this a go. And I just, yeah, I see that you really could have a fresh start with them. So I feel like, you know, that's the other thing they would be telling their friends, is they're not quite sure if you're on the same page, and if you're kind of like, you could even be seeing somebody else, you know, while they popped into your life. And I feel like you guys might have had like this instant connection, and of course they wanted more, and you're like, you know, like which person? Since I do feel like you're single. Okay, you guys are also, they're seeing you like a Sagittarius, whether you are or not. So a very free-spirited person. I feel like you're on the go a lot. Okay, so getting real, like, I feel like you guys can be multitaskers. You've got a lot going on. You're seen as busy. So it's kind of like, you know, you message on the fly, like whenever you get a chance, because you've got a lot going on, is what I'm seeing. Okay, so there, again, with the self-serving, I'm not feeling like you're, you know, like just all about you or anything, but again, with that crown is really standing out, so it goes back to the Queen-King vibes. Okay, yeah, you view yourselves highly, and you expect the best for yourselves, so, and it comes across. And again, with the attractiveness, okay, this person is super attracted to you, so they're definitely going to mention that to their friends. Okay, but there's also something coming across where you guys might kind of be seen as runners, and that kind of goes back to the Sagittarius and free spirit vibes. So maybe this person's also wondering, like, are you on the same page? Would you want something more? Would you even want a commitment? Or just, you know, are you not looking for anything serious right now? So it's going to be different for all of you, but that's also kind of what they're wondering about you, is what's coming through. Also, there is something that you guys do in particular that's like a light in the dark, and it inspires this person. Okay? So something that you post, and I feel like, you know, it's an area that you shine in, like they take notice of that. And whether they vocalize that or not, that might just be something that they acknowledge, but it's coming through either way. But yeah, group number 3, so your person's really just kind of like really intrigued and attracted by you. They see your fierceness, your boss, queen, king-like nature, and they wonder, you know, do you want the same thing, or do you just kind of want to have fun and be free? All right, group number 3, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Group number 4. Okay, so what would the person who's on your mind tell their friends about you? Okay, group number 4. So right away what I'm seeing is that it looks like you two had like this real, like intense, passionate, short-lived connection. Okay. That never quite took off with the 2 of fire here, but I feel like, you know, you both felt it for however long that it lasted. And what I'm seeing is that it looks like somebody walked away from this connection. Okay, so it could be you, it could be them, it doesn't matter, either way. Somebody took off, and I feel like, you know, they're kind of feeling like, they have to compete for you. So I feel like you guys come across like you get a lot of attention, you get a lot of pursuers. You probably figure a lot of people hit up your DMs, and yeah, it's kind of like they'd have to compete for a spot in your life is what I'm getting with this. The other thing is that I feel like they kind of wonder, like, okay, so before I get into that, so what they're telling their friends is they're mentioning this short-lived, intense connection that they felt with you guys, okay? No matter how, you know, to whatever capacity you and this person were involved with each other. And yeah, and I feel like, you know, they were attracted to you, they liked how you guys talked, and they just, yeah, they felt alive, you know, for however long this lasted, and that's what they mentioned to their friends. And then I feel like, you know, they mentioned, you know, something happened and you guys both walked away from this connection. But what's interesting is, so even though this person is on the shore away from the boat, it's like the boat's still in sight. So it's kind of like you two still kind of feel connected, even if you're not, you know, together anymore or talking. And it's like they are also mentioning that, you know, and like wondering like what could have been, as well as, you know, like if anybody should make contact. Okay, so, and as far as a lot of people hitting this person up, that's just something they acknowledge. I don't feel like they're telling their friends about that, but I do also feel like with the 5 of fire in particular that they're kind of like wondering like how you would be if they did hit you up. Like, would you come across like as being like receptive and open to the idea of anything possibly rekindling, or, you know, making things work after whatever, you know, broke the connection? Or they wonder if you'd be kind of defensive and hold your stance and not even hear what they had to say. Okay, so that's coming through as well. And I feel like, you know, they view you guys kind of like a Sagittarius, like a real passionate person about, you know, with whatever it is that you're into and whatever it is that you do, and how like you just come alive. And but at the same time, you also have this very free-spiritedness about you, and I feel like, you know, you might even like to be on the go a lot. And yeah, they couldn't quite pin you down, you know, or figure you out is what I'm getting. But they do, you know, acknowledge that this was such a unique connection that it stands out, whether you two are in communication or seeing each other or not, okay? It's not like one of those things that, you know, out of sight, out of mind. It's definitely like, kind of like seeing, like, does anybody else, like, you know, even compare type thing, you know, and so far there doesn't look like it. Okay, so the thing is though, you know, it's kind of like if you guys get caught up in your head and overthink, it's like you're not gonna allow, you know, this newness in, is what I'm seeing, because any doubts or insecurities will come up and they'll block this connection, you know, especially if it's in regards to getting hurt, is what I'm seeing. On top of them viewing you guys like a Sagittarius, I feel like they felt like they were like more the Libra in this connection, okay? So more like go with the flow and like really just kind of like possibly the more laid back one, and just kind of like taking things as they come and like wanting that peace, that harmony, that balance. And as soon as like something came up that was rocky though, they weren't sure exactly what to do, is what I'm seeing. And you guys were more like the Aries, and I feel like, you know, just kind of like kind of telling it like it is. And yeah, just like no one quite seeing eye to eye on something is what's coming through. So it's like you both figured, okay, I guess this has to end. But there's still like a feeling though of like, you know, wondering like what could have been. So that's definitely what's come through as far as what they tell their friends. So I'm also seeing that one of you could have also been in the spotlight, or you just kind of like post a lot. If this is you, then that is why that they view, you know, could be one of the reasons they feel like you get a lot of attention and hit up a lot, and that they kind of have to compete for you. Or, you know, this could be reversed since it's a general reading. We're kind of seen as being like the opposites in certain ways, that you weren't sure like if that was like kind of a, you know, like gonna be a factor or not. But at the same time, regardless of all that, I do feel like you guys felt like each other were your dream guy or girl, okay? And you did see the potential in being like something and growing into something that would have been amazing, is what I'm seeing. So I do feel like that's also what they tell their friends. You know, they tell them like what they felt like could have been. And I do think they kind of go over like what went wrong and if it's repairable or not, you know, through clear, honest communication. Okay, group number 4, that's what I see for you guys. If that resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys.